Well guys, that last video blew up on the 3D print mud flaps. I am doing an order for seven of them, 7 sets. The first one just got done. I don't know if you can see it, but it's 114 hours it took to print that. So these are done right here. I'm gonna take them off, we're gonna sand them, paint them, and we'll ship them out. I got 6 more left to do. This took 114 hours. Probably gonna take a month to get them all printed up and sanded and sent out. Just wanna give y'all guys a little update. Not sure if I'm gonna open it up for any more people to order them. 7's a lot right now. After I get them all done, maybe I'll make some more for some people. Just let me know in the comments if you're looking in for one of these. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Now that we got the CRX running really good now, it's time to get a lot of the parts I've been storing on the car. I've been buying a lot in the behind the scenes, and you know, when I find deals, I pick them up just because, you know, parts are getting scarce for this car and things like that. Has boxed for 6 months, probably a little longer. It's hard to remember because I've had it on the shelf for a while. Been waiting to install it. Made in the USA. If you already know what this box is, I know there's no print on it or anything or where it's from or what brand, but if you know this box, then y'all know what's about to happen. There's a real cool product that this guy makes. I saw it on this other car on YouTube a long time ago, probably a year ago, and I was like, you know what, that's a smart idea, I love it, and I had to get it. I had to follow on Instagram. I had to get this part right here. So this is made by RFAB. He does a lot of custom metal pieces and CNC, and he does a lot of great things with metal. I mean, if you follow his stuff, nothing there is cheap, nothing is there is China made or less of quality. These are all high quality parts that he makes in his own, you know, house or whatever. So the company's name's RFAB. Here he gives a little keychain. I think at the time he was giving these out. I don't think he's doing it anymore. Pretty cool. I love the logo. Gives you hardware, and this is the piece right here. I know it looks simple, but this right here is an amazing piece of engineering. I think, you know, it's really cool. I actually bought all the stuff for this just to run this, not because of the other parts. I wanted to run this part by itself. And if you go and look today, I mean, I think he does make these things for OEM parts, but at the time it was only for this aftermarket part, so you had to buy both. What this is basically a shifter plate for your car. Basically, if you know about shift linkages, they have two. One's a pivot, and it pivots against the transmission. The other one is the selector. What this plate does, it deletes the pivot point. So you lose that whole bar, you just have the selector, and instead of it pivoting against the transmission, this hard mounts to the body, and it pivots off that. So the shifts are gonna be supposed to be real tighter, more precise, not much slop. You lose the other bar, you lose the polyurethane energy or rubber piece. You lose all that, you know, you save some weight on it, and you install this. And like I said, this, you had to buy an aftermarket shifter to use this. At the time when I bought it, a long time ago when I got this, and you had to get the hybrid racing. He only made it for hybrid racing. So in order to run this, you had to buy an aftermarket hybrid racing shifter. No K-tune, no nothing, hybrid racing. So I bought this without even having this yet, and I looked for a deal on these because I had to buy it used because I wanted the OG gold. I didn't want the black, I didn't want the red, I didn't want how that looked in the car. I wanted the OG gold, and they only give these out in the very beginning when they produce these, so they don't really sell them online anymore. You have to buy them used. But as you can see on here, there's these 3 bolts right here, and those mount to these 3 holes right here. Let me see if I can show you. And that is the shifter mounted to the body, just like so. And this will get bolted in. It uses 2 stock bolts already, and then you have to drill 2 bolts in the front, I think. Like again, the hardware's already included. The bolt size, I think it's 5/16 bolt, and you bolt those in. Now he has been producing, I said this is getting so popular, he's been producing them for OEM shifters. So, you know, you don't have to actually run this anymore. He makes one with a collar that you're able to run the OEM shifter and just take out that bar by itself without having to buy an aftermarket one. which is really cool, you know. But I've had this for a while, probably 6 months. I've had both these items, and I just haven't put it on the car yet because we're doing the wiring, and then, you know, just a lot of work, and I hadn't had it time to put it on, and the car wasn't running perfect to be able to put it on yet. So I was kind of waiting on all that. I have a lot of parts that we're going to be put on this car pretty soon that I've just been stacking, waiting for the car to run right. So that's what we're going to be doing today, guys. We're going to be mounting this in there, get a new shifter, and losing that other bar, and save some weight on it also, you know. So stay tuned. Let's see how we get this done. All right, guys. So you already see I already jacked this up to get into the shift linkage. I did put a light underneath here, so that way when I'm under there, y'all can see, you know, really good. I don't have to worry about a light or anything like that to help y'all guys see. I already started moving the shifter and everything. We're gonna have, this is an eBay one that someone has put in, the previous owner. It's just, you know, a short shifter or whatever the heck. We got to remove this on the CRX to get here, to take the shift boot off and then unbolt, so that way we can drop it. Of course, bottle cap. Let me bring y'all a little closer. All right, so I got everything removed. These are the 2 bolts that need to get removed, and I'm pretty sure this bracket needs to get removed because we're going to be drilling holes in the front. So I'm not sure where this bracket's going to land, where the holes are going to be drilling. So we'll look into that in a little bit. But these are the 2 bolts that we're going to remove from underneath, and then drop the 2 shift linkages. You see how this collar is on this one right here? That's for the stock one. That's what he makes on that other plate. He makes a little collar, so you're able to put the stock shifter on. So that's really cool on the other option he has. I think they're the same price. They're not really expensive, but it's a really cool item that he has. So let's go underneath the car and we'll drop this down. Okay, so here's the 2 shift linkages right here. This one is the pivot one that we're gonna be losing. This is a 12. We gotta take this one off, and then this one has the pin. It's a collar, C-collar. You move that out of the way where the pin's at, and then you have to punch the pin out to drop this one. So we'll do this. We'll do these 2 real quick, and then all we have left to do is unbolt it from under here, which is the 2 12s. So let's get it here while we're already here, and then we'll scoot back there and grab those last 2 bolts over there. There we go. There's the pin right there. And now we just gotta unbolt. Now we just gotta unbolt the back, and we'll be able to slide this out. Let me scoot y'all down a little bit further. All right, hope y'all can see. Let me see my finger. All right, we're gonna remove these 2 12s right here, and then everything's gonna drop down. All right, both bolts are out, and this is the bushing that you'll lose too. You won't need this bushing with the new setup, which is really great. So we got that. We got all that out. Slide that out, and we'll move to the next part. All right, guys. So here's the linkage right here. Again, we're not going to use this right here at all. We're just going to be using this bottom one. So this is a 12 right here, and we'll unbolt that, and this is what we'll use. I'll probably clean this up and paint it black just to make it look a little bit nicer to put it back in, but that's what we're going to need. The next piece is the bracket, and what we'll do with that is we will put it in there, put those 2 bolts back on here, and then mark where we need the 2 bottom bolts, these right here, these 2 bottom bolts, and then mark it so we can drill it. And the drill bit, like I said, is a 5/16 drill bit. I know this one's pretty chewed up because I was doing some other stuff with it, but it should work. This is very thin metal. Shouldn't be that bad. What I'll do is I'll cut it first with this smaller one and then work my way up so it's not so much on that bit right there. We're just gonna be making it to the right size. So let's get this separated. Well, we got it cleaned up decently. I mean, this is the before, and this is pretty much the after. I don't think I'm gonna need to paint it after all. I thought it was gonna be all rusted out, but it's actually not bad, just really dirty with all the mud and everything. So, not too bad on that. We don't need to paint that, that's really good. So, you know, we probably won't be using that too long with the B-swap coming in. So, got that done. Let's bolt that plate in there, and then we'll figure out where we gotta drill. So I hope I got y'all in a decent spot right here. All you gotta know is this one bolt on this one goes in the front like that, and you can either put the logo on the bottom or in the back, or I mean forward or back, whatever. It doesn't really matter really. I think I'm gonna do it on the bottom just because you won't be able to see it if you put it the other way. Okay, so you're gonna use the hardware that he gives you right here, and put those back in. Should be the same threads as the stock ones. These are just shorter. So when you start, you're gonna put a washer between them and the bracket. So that one started. Let's get this other one started. Just like so. Just like so, and then we'll mark these other two bolts right here. Okay, so I couldn't find the marker, so we're just gonna do the pilot hole right here. We should be fine. Make sure you watch your eyes. So that's our small hole, and then we'll drill it to the bigger size. Let's drop the bracket. There's one. Again, I told y'all this bit is pretty worn out, but it'll work. All right, just bolted the shifter up. The reason I did this on the plate, it's gonna be heavier putting it in, I know that, but the reason I did this is because if I put this in first, the black plate, we have to get to these bottom bolts to secure it, and you have to have one up on top. Hold these bolts while you're on the bottom, and it's just easier to me put it all together, the assembly, and then bolt these in after this is already in, so we don't have to worry about getting underneath here for these and trying to get these on. So let's bolt these. We already bolted them up. Let's go ahead and install the plate now. All right, guys, so second thought, I am going to be taking these off just because it doesn't fit. The things are too big, and it won't sit flush. So we're gonna take those off real quick. All right, let's put the shift linkage in. Spacer, the washer, and the nut. All right, guys, I got everything buttoned up underneath. This is how I was holding the wrench. I was putting it here and just setting it against here, and it was keeping it pretty snug right there. Let me get this one off like that. And like I said, I was keeping those nuts on the other side for this bracket, but it seems like these bolts will hold the bracket. They're holding it pretty good. I can go and get a different washer, a bigger one, and hold it better. So those nuts, you probably do have to take them off. So that way you can get the bracket flat to it. That's what I was having problems with some of the bolts. So remove those bolts and just get yourself a bigger washer. And what I also did was I notched these out. So we're good to go. They lined up in the old holes. You know, you probably could do a different kind of nut there, maybe a set nut, and that'll work too. But that worked out for me right there. So here's the shifter. It's already in. I think this is a great addition to the car. This is the shifter that came with when I bought it used. I think it's a Type R. I don't know if it could be a fake one. I'm not really sure, but that's what it came with. I like so far how the shifter's sitting. It's a lot closer to the wheel. I can put the wheel on for y'all real quick. Let's see. Yeah, it's a lot nicer. Yeah, I think that's a win. I can't give y'all guys a test ride on it and how it operates and how it looks and everything. I'll do that tomorrow morning when daylight is out, and I'll give y'all guys more of a in-depth look at it. All right. All right, guys, it's the next day. We got the car going. We got the shifter installed. We're gonna go and now go test it out on the road real quick. So one thing I do notice is the shifter vibrates a little bit more. You feel the motor a little bit more just because it's more rigid. Definitely get this part, the shift plate with the hybrid racing, or you can do the stock one, like I said. This is amazing. It feels really, really good. RFAB, check them out, guys. They're not expensive at all. Probably $100, I think I remember what I paid. Didn't pay much for this, and the feeling is way better. But you can see by my hand, the shifter moves with the motor just because it's more, you know, stiff. Well, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. I'll leave RFAB's Instagram account. I think that's how you get a hold of him to order any of these. You just private DM him the plate. I mean, I think this is a total win, guys. The shifter feels amazing, like I already said, and I can't wait to enjoy this car some more. We'll see y'all guys in the next video. Later.